And welcome everyone in another episode of Researcher Celebrity powered by Empowering Science Foundation. Today we have our researcher celebrity Dr. Barun Das with us. Dr. Barun has done his bachelor's in botany honors from Presidency College, University of Calcutta. For masters, he moved to University of Hyderabad where he pursued plant biology and biotechnology specialization. Then to do PhD, he joined National Institute of Immunology in New Delhi. And after completion of PhD, he moved to United States at School of Medicine, University of California, San Diego as a postdoctoral researcher. And now he is assistant project scientist in School of Medicine at UCSD. With this brief intro, I would like to welcome Dr. Barun at the platform.
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful and honored to be a part of this, and I really convey my regards for the initiative. Like, definitely, it's a very nice initiative, especially for the budding scientists and this and the young minds. And definitely, I'd be more than happy if something that would be helpful for them.
Yes. So, to give a brief introduction of researcher celebrity, what we are doing, Empowering Science Foundation believes in breaking the barriers. And one of the barrier which people don't acknowledge enough that all the researchers are celebrities. So doesn't matter you are emeritus scientist or you are a PhD student, whosoever is doing research, we celebrate the research, and hence comes the name researcher celebrity. So how we start the conversation is with our standard question that how and when you decided to be a researcher.
Well, definitely. That's a very good question. And so when I want to be a researcher during my the education course, yeah, that's important. And also, I think I want to say aloud that definitely this time doesn't matter for anyone. And when you feel like you are motivated to pursue and to understand to knowledge what is science and what is behind this, and you can do this anytime. There is no age factor or the crucial motivation that you need. You just feel like doing this, following science, you can do at any time. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. Okay, coming to me, well, definitely from school time, as okay, science subjects are more interested. I have been more interested in the science than other, but that doesn't makes me to decide to pursue that as a scientist. But definitely, it's when after 12, yeah, definitely you are when we are in the basic science and definitely going through this, reading this, then you that makes me feel special about the science, following the scientist pathway of the journey,
Mm-hmm.
to say, okay, oh no, like I'm thinking I was like very amazed with the fact that how they discovered these things. Like, well, when people are first attempt this now, because it's in a textbook, it is well established fact, but it was always curious in my mind of how they approach to deduce like these things, why out of all things certain come in their minds, and how they approach these and how they chase these and falling at a full meaningful conclusion. So this comes, I would say, from 11 12, and it matured when you are doing the undergraduation in Kolkata, and yeah, that is one of the things that drives me to follow this path. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. If you
So
ask me why it is bioscience, these things, definitely, I would say they were, well, in the schools and in 11, 12, there is not much very clear for us what we'll be doing in future. And always, especially in our term, our time, it was like, okay, you have to be either doctor or engineer in these
mm-hmm.
things. Definitely, among these two, I was believing like more focused to the doctors, but still, I believe that while you reading for more medical and these things, you are that these questions come. Okay, definitely, doctors are there for cure, and but what's about, like, what's the people behind them to study, like what is happening, why is happening, and why, what is the purpose of this, and how these things happen. So that is led me to be in this bioscience field, definitely. Yeah.
Nice. So at you said that at graduation you had this idea that you want to be a scientist. Okay.
Yes.
So then joining National Institute of Immunology, how that happened, and then how was the journey of your PhD?
Yeah, well. So let me just grow up brief history before that, so it will make me easier to convey my the journey path. So when I was in presidency, definitely for the graduacy, Calcutta University at that time, it was not independent university at that time. That was the Calcutta University. The main courses, especially the botany, was more like descriptive.
Mm-hmm.
So there is little chance for the analytical and this part, but so that's why I don't like. I was liking the subject, but at the same time, I was liking the other part of the subject to derive this, not like theoretical and the descriptive knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the from my BSc, I was starting to move forward with the research, but not with the basic code sciences at that time, but with the that time like there was a people are saying, oh, the biotechnology is much more thing that you can happen. Okay, now I realize all are same, but at that time they definitely that means maybe there is a little bit more explore of a research field in the biotechnology than with the theoretical botany. I'm not saying that there is not a scope of research doing in botany, but I'm saying that what I am interested in doing the biotechnology after having that conversation, after having that in mind during my undergraduate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, since then, that's why looking for the universities and the institute for the higher, actively looking for the like has a basic setup of good research forward. So that is why during that time I have several options and I have chosen University of Hyderabad because I know from my colleagues and seniors there is a good opportunity for the research and there been where they have inculcated and they promote the research in minds. So that's why I have been there in the University of Hyderabad for pursuing my masters.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was University of Hyderabad, and I've felt different type of people. Like I have made friends and were sole focus. Like they're more like science oriented and research oriented. And who that is then I came to know about NII or National Institute of Immunology and the premier several other premier institutes of India where the for the graduation program like PhD programs researchers going on. So
Mm-hmm.
we during like first or second year like there are all the like atmosphere or vibes like okay doing going for NET no CSI NET like a JRF and cracking for other national or international some institute exams for this doing PhD. So when you are grow up in that environment, you have a better knowledge. Okay, which institutes what and what your focus. So that is where I was got like aware of the National Institute of Immunology, and we did that. There they have to conduct the entrance exams for this, like JNU and other institute follows, and IISc, TIFR, all the BAR, all these research institutes, they have conducted PhD program, and that is why National Institute of Immunology is one of the exams that have cracked among others. So and I wanted to move to the field of immunology and like the as I said, like the biology or being behind the medical applications. So that's why I find this might be more suitable for me to do. Like I'm more interested. So and that
Mm-hmm.
is why it comes to National Immunology doing my PhD. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how was that journey? Because normally people say that PhD is not a piece of cake. What was your?
Yeah, definitely. I certainly follow, like I certainly admit some of part is true. Definitely it's not a piece of cake and also not 100%. At the end of the PhD degree, when you earn the PhD degree, you always feel the cake. But during the journey, definitely it's not smoother for everyone. And I know I have seen many things. It's not definitely, it's not as very smooth as we have thought in like MSc or BSc or PhD would be like another degree like MSc. So you don't be like these things. Okay, if you read or if you complete it coaching, you will earn PhD. But exactly PhD not like that. It's a journey. It's not a degree thing. PhD it teaches you so many things. So definitely the learning procedure depends on the person to person and the mentor and the environment. It varies between all the pursuing PhD students, and it's not a that smooth as we have thought earlier.
Hmm.
But at the end, I'd say it's worth. Like when you have this accomplishment, it's worth. And even if it's a small thing, even if you say a successful on during the PhD journey, if you feel like when you a new experiment, if you successful completion of even if a small experiment, you'll feel that accomplishment. You'll feel okay, it's the cake. Like it
Hmm.
doesn't matter if you other people are thinks about, oh, it's oh what that what's nothing new, but you know the hard work between even a small experiment, and when you end up in success, or it's it follows the hypothesis that you are thinking behind the experiment, it really feels good. And that's why I say that must be the cake. Yeah, it's not that smooth, but definitely it's worth following and chasing it.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, it is about the training.
Yeah.
And what we know for sure that PhD trains you for your lifetime. It is just not the degree which comes and changes your name forever from
Yes.
any Mr. to Doctor now. So,
Yeah.
what were the challenges which you faced during the PhD and how you overcome that?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. There are several challenges. If I recall that time, there's several challenges for me. It not necessary to be in general, because I have switched from the immunology to immunology from the plant, this botany background. So there is a challenge in some other fields, like in not in specific fields but in different angles. I'm saying first, learning the subjects and understanding. It's not just learning or knowing. PhD, as you said, is a training. So you have to comprehend or you have to understand the subject, then you can do something new in this field. So that phase was a little bit challenging for me initially, that phase of learning and understanding. Then of course, I know the challenge with the defining the project. Definitely, the initial 1 or 2 years it will take, like as I have every PhD students, to define your project and goal and define the aims and objectives of your projects.
Mhm.
That phase definitely, this is common for all. I say unless until they have enrolled in a definite project or defined project, I think is everyone has to develop their project, and it is continuously evolving situation that project might get here and there, like direction. So getting shape a direction of your project, it's a kind of challenging. Then getting a preliminary result, definitely, or the hypothesis, strong rational or hypothesis for your this is it's challenging. So like you know, okay, and because this thing or something is different, oh, maybe I can pursue this. But when you just PubMed is a Google it, you can see there is hundreds of reference, hundreds of people have already done this.
Yes.
So like, oh, it's like, oh, this is in my mind, I thought it's Nobel, but it's not Nobel, because I have seen like since last 4 5 years people are working in it, and people, there are some like people have been working in it. So there is the, like, that part is also creating a strong rationale, and this is also important.
Mhm.
And also oh, okay, right now I'm focusing on the academic challenges, like for the PhD, then I'll focus the other challenges that might have. So,
Yes.
and the last one for academic challenges, definitely, which is common for all the biologists and all the researcher, I say, in this world, not from biologists but for physics, chemistry, everything. The if you after 1 or 2 years, up to if several years, you find that okay, at the end of the day your results is not working, or it may want to tell something new what is not you have initially thought. It is
Mhm.
something so you build a story for to build like a 5 storied building, but you can say after 1 or 2 years you said, okay, the thing we have, I can only build up to 1 or 2 stairs, not be possible, because it's not following this direction.
Mhm.
So that is another part, like getting that challenge of results.
Mhm.
The good part is that PhD will teach you how to overcome these challenges.
Mhm.
Like this is the best part of the training of PhD training, I would say. Like if you see there is something, and they will give you more courage to do travel suit and to think independently beyond your normal textbook and things. So this will definitely, I'll say, asset for the future lifetime if you're in this science field.
Yes, absolutely.
Coming to my, like, the things that is non-academic challenges, definitely there is a time-consuming thing. And when you say, okay, your paper, your doctoral committee meeting is not happening, like this thing, like there is logistical things and PI relation with the PI. It depends because the 5 year, 6 year journey, and it need to be like you have a good relationship with your institute, with your PI and all. And then definitely, as you know, like it's compared to other your fellow friends, it's a low paying job, but your work, especially if you're not physical, the mental work and thinking, it takes all your time. Like you don't have like that much off time in PhD as you need, like definite off time.
Mm.
Like your friends that are in any office or in service, they have okay 9 to 5 job, and then they're the rest of the time, and then they have definite holidays, everything. If you compare with that stage, because when you're in PhD, I say like 24, 25 year of age, and your friends who is in from IT and getting a job, getting a huge salary, that
Mm.
might be a challenging for the social economical thing. Oh, okay, I am doing this, I am spending this much time, but still I am not that much established. You feel like these are mental kind of challenges. And also there, I know there are some social, like family kind of challenges that might happen because it taking a long time. And also there is a job is not secured at the end of PhD.
Mm.
So people will think, oh, what will you do after PhD? And people keep asking you, oh, when are you submitting? When these are, after PhD, do you have a job? Like, what will you doing? So, will they recruit you after PhD? Like these kind of questions they keep asking. So this kind of thing of the challenging, like there are so many at several level, difficult level challenges happen. But that's how the PhD will teach you to overcome all these things. Yeah.
No, this was brilliant way to put up everything into this. So now let's take into pieces and talk about the first and very like all the important parts about the
Mhm.
mental health of a PhD student or as a researcher in general. Because what has seen in India in recent cases that there are a lot of high number of PhD candidates dropping out at different level. And we always say that if you don't feel that you are liking the thing or the environment is not good or there can be any other issues which you
Yeah.
are facing, it is good to take that decision that do you want to do this or you want to change it. Either it is the project, the people, and some of the PIs also mentions
Yeah,
that
I'd like to mention that also. Yeah.
never marry a project. You should always be open if something is not working instead of breaking your head, because PhD is a time limited research also that
Hmm.
you cannot just do endlessly. There are
Yeah.
scopes. Once you get your degree, then you can just spend your lifetime for doing something like that while managing different projects. And in India, especially when the resources are not,
Limited.
ample in all of the places. There are some elite institutes or premier, as you mentioned, where the funding is not a problem, but that
But
is
I still think there is a problem. Like it's not that you can do anything what you want to do.
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the mental health first, and then we will talk later.
Okay. Sure. Definitely, that's the one of the burning issues of the PhD, or if when I say not only PhD, but even in for the higher education institute, premier institute in India, this is one of the burning thing, the tackling and combating with the mental health.
Mhm.
So it comes at different levels, as you already mentioned in your introduction, that it comes at from side of the student also, whether you are not liking it anymore.
Mhm.
And if you are still want to do, okay, I already spent 2 or 3 years of time.
Mhm.
What will happen? Like that's challenging, but I'm not liking it anymore.
Mhm.
You have other preference. Like it changes, like preference change, and that is one step that which can be like started from the PI, like a student's perspective. Like I'm not liking the doing PhD. That
Mhm.
is one.
Mhm.
It's a direct reason. So whatever reason, no, everything is good. We're funding is there. PI is good. I'm doing. The results looks promising, but I don't like it. I thought I would be liking, but now I'm not liking it.
Mhm.
It's I need to change. So that is a and but they are still okay. I don't. I because I have spent 3 years of like later stage of PhD or at least 1 year doing this, so what will happen, what I'll tell to my family, because they have high expectation, you'll complete degree, earn a doctorate, but I am not liking it. So that's next step, as you said, from the PI. Definitely, I've had many cases where PI is not supporting, or I won't say supporting, I would say like it's not whatever the reason, there is no resonance between the PI and the student. So that is one of the things that lead most of the many of the cases that drop out of PhD, because either there are few cases instances where PI is not good, like not good. I'm saying there is some harassment, like mental or sexual or other harassment that happened reported, where PI has good or bad intention, that is subject to analysis, but there is something, so for some reason the PI and the student, this relation didn't work. So that is one of the, but PI, the student is still focused with science and do want to do science, but the lab and the atmosphere is not good. They don't allow him or her to grow. So that is one of the thing that, okay, that is the third thing. The second thing is the PI. And third things, there is other subjects, other things that not allow the student to grow. That is one of the reasons students, so I feel saturated. I feel nothing will happen at this stage. It may be due to come with the project or funding or something like that, that you'll feel like you'll lose motivation for pursuing that. Okay, I'm not, it's not going anywhere. So I am not doing, I don't want to do PhD. So this is another. So mental health can happen this way. And I definitely say, to combat this, obviously say with some person having good family or a friends or someone like that, you can share with your thoughts, because all this mental health, as you know, like it's cumulative. Like one day it started and it's cumulative. It's not coming in a switch on switch off like one day with the that happened. This all these decision for the mental health is all cumulative. So I would say that to combat this, you should definitely have whatever mentor, friends, whatever you believe in your life, that you can share with these thoughts and you can discuss. And definitely there are some avenues or the path that can be emerged if you discuss these things. So having persons, it may be PI, it may be your good some old school teachers, it may be your family, like father, mother, or anyone in the families who will understand you better. It can be your good friends. It can be your someone where you feel comfortable and you can share these things, thoughts, and have views before any decision or something. Just discuss with people. I mean to say that it can be anywhere, not definitive. Where do you feel comfortable? Discuss this issue. So this is one of the things that can, and if they all think, okay, no, this is not going, definitely you can take decision.
Yes.
Well, in this life, like 1 or 2 years doesn't matter. Yeah, now we know, but at that time, it definitely thinks, okay, I lost my 2 years, I lost my 3 years, I lost my 4 years. What will happen next? So I would say definitely discuss with. Don't keep it in yourself. You should be open and discuss with people. You are feeling comfortable. Yeah, I know due to conflict of interest, not with every person you can discuss with these things, but at least you have some people which you can discuss, and definitely you can work out with these things.
No, absolutely. And here I would like to tell all the audience here that being vocal is one thing, that if you don't like any, like it can be a remark, it can be lab environment. Being vocal, as Dr. Barun just mentioned, that you should speak out. Either it is to the PI or to family or friends, because keeping your positivity is the key for any research. And PhD is the best time to learn this as a trait so that you
Agree.
overcome all the hurdles. There can be different situations, but once you have this positive attitude that you are committed toward your research and nothing can let you lose on that passion, that is how we keep the balance of the mental health. Now, talking to the second point about work-life balance, as you mentioned that IT people, other friend circle of yours, our work has their own timelines, 9 to 5 or work from home, which biologists, most of them cannot take that because they have to maintain the cells or the animal or whatever the culture they are working with. They just have to be there So this brings another layer of what we say, the complexity in a researcher's life. So what were your experiences for work-life balance and what you suggest to the other researchers?
Yeah, that definitely is a very another burning instance that you have learned for this journey. So also, before commenting on this, I would say the work-life balance is also a relative term for different persons. Also, for me, I have seen this as a set bar for this, and for you, it might be different. For the third person, it might be different also. But in general, definitely, I'd like to comment that definitely you need to have the work-life balance. Otherwise, if you see only the work, I'd say if you see only focus on the work, then definitely if everything goes good and everything good, but if something goes wrong, like there is other part balance you need to have support. So you need to have to build you like to help you in that situation. So I would definitely prefer, and also in my life, I prefer to have that balance throughout. Because and also if you only focusing on your life and then no work, so that will be the just a jeopardize also, like it's not solving the purpose what you are doing committed to do. So definitely there need to be a balance, and it balance can be varied obviously depending on your journey. It's not that you have to be specific at every time. So I'm mentioning because since say for PhD or the master students or the early project scientists, there are some deadlines, like say for writing a paper, writing a thesis, writing like grant, like writing a small amendment of something like that, like or some project special. If you have deadline, especially working around this deadline, you need to focus more on work than on life at any circumstance because you are committed to do that. But when there is a normal time, you can have there is some time definitely where you can focus life a little bit more, like to balance out than work. So it's not that you have to, the judgment is the best person is you to
Mm.
make the judgment.
Yes.
So when you need to focus where with more priorities, you can do this. But definitely even highest priorities, I would say, try to maintain at least work-life balance. If it is some cases I've seen is 90% work and 10% life, but still you have life 10%, but not zero. It's not the 100%, but not possible.
Mhm.
So but it how the varies of this work-life balance from 50-50 to 90-10, it depends upon you. When there is a family need or life need, you definitely have to more focus on your life than your work. But I'm saying again and again, the judgment is the base judgment is the you. You can have the max high, like the rational judgment where you want to be more focused, but particular time, sort of time. If
Mhm.
you have very family emergencies and you said no, my work is priority, then doesn't make any sense also, because at work will be happen, but family, that emergency time won't be you can't get that emergency time again. You need that time, your family or other personal friends. Your friends need emergency, then you need to spend time with family, friends, and other purpose. Then
Mm.
you have to prioritize your work,
Yeah.
not prioritizing your work that time. So that is also another thing. So this is how you have to develop, and this is how not only I say for the PhD or biologist or other researcher, I'd say general, even if the office or IT people, they are doing the same thing. When
Mm.
there is a year end or something, they have lots of work, they have lots of doing this
Mhm.
thing. So they have also tried to manage the family life and the other life, also social life, and their hobby life they have to maintain. And I think seeing a family, pursuing your hobby, doing the leisure time and work,
Mm.
all four are important to develop you as a good person or a better person. It's not only if you say, oh, only I have spent family time, but you don't have any like your time where you pursue your what you like to do, hobbies, or
Mm.
what you travel time. So all of these are important too. It's not only the family life, it's not only the work life, it's
Yeah.
all other aspects of life, because it's one life. Like you
Yeah.
have several things to do, there are several things to do, so you have to balance all these things. But the prioritizing and the percentage how much you want to spend, it
Mm.
depends on your the goal, short-term and long-term goal and everything. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think it is really nice. Like, if all the researchers can compartmentalize their lives and then prioritize that at what day or what time
Agree.
it is more towards the family time, or when work is more demanding. So it can be easily done if we are prioritizing ourselves and not keeping ourselves very adamant. So flexibility is also another key, where
Agree.
you decide what day, what things needs to be done at work or with it. So this
Yes.
was a very good one. Now let's talk about the job security. The researchers in India, we have seen struggling from all the ways, even before starting PhD or during PhD, after PhD. What were your experiences, and what you can tell the viewers that what are the things they should be more focused on?
Yeah, that's a good. Definitely, the job security. That's one of the things that I have also mentioned previously during the stress. The job security is one of the things that led like that can lead very stressful condition, especially at any like during joining a PhD. Like, oh, what next? During the time, like, okay, what's, and especially towards the ends, like when you don't have anything and you don't know what to do and these things. So job, and that is something, there is no definite and direct answer of it. Definitely this is the issues has been done in past also and here now also, and even in your later phase, like after postdoc, same, like what we do, like same thing, job security happen. It's not ends with the PhD only. Even you
Mhm.
got your postdoc or in your temporary position, then it's a security, job security thing. And also if you get a position, there is always you want to improve, like you are not happy with your position, that is a job, you want to apply for something else, like that's a job security also, like and I'm saying the for PhD and others. So this will happen anyways. If I say, oh, no, don't think about that, it will happen. It's a theoretical word. It's a theoretical statement. It anyways going to something that you will be thinking at that point. But prioritize, like, to see what will be your priority if you want to do research. I know after COVID, there are lots of research opportunities for industry has been
Mhm.
opening up for who is recruiting PhD. There are lots of new like startup biotech company has been flourishing up, new who are recruiting new and fresh PhDs.
Mhm.
So keep an eye, keep an so to have, so networking is one of the key factors that networking is one of the key factors that will help you to come like deal with those kind of scenario. What is happening, what they are needed, do I have the specialty, or I can improve this, I can work on that. So in this direction you can think if you really want the industry job after PhD.
Mhm. This was
uh,
a good one. Yeah,
yeah,
please.
networking, your fellow people, fellow seniors who have done through, or maybe someone you know, or maybe like with the ad you are seeing, just keep an eye open
Mhm.
to various. I know there are various sites, and like you are doing like this kind of platform, there are various platform which will lead the young PhD students to ideas what the opportunities are there after PhDs. So
Yes.
keep an eye open, definitely, with not only different sources.
Yes. And I think the what Dr. Barun just mentioned about the skills and networking, these are two important things for your job hunt. You are a researcher who can see, because obviously when you are looking for opportunities, you know what skill sets they are looking for, what you have. You can learn some more to fit into a customized job. Or the second thing, which is more important these days, is networking. So for industry applications, if you have a referral, it is really good. And what we also mentioned, that at Empowering Science Foundation, we provide the training opportunities. So if you are interested in doing industrial trainings, you can write it to us, and then we can put you in touch with industries. especially for the rural kids, who the researchers who are living in, rural areas, or if there is a lack of opportunities in there, and if you want to us help you in there, we are there to bridge the gap. And that is also one of the things which Empowering Science Foundation does. And now let's talk about, because we are almost walking towards the edge of the conversation. So we talked about the challenges of life, challenges of researchers. What is the most satisfying thing which you can share with us being a researcher? What do you enjoy the most?
Well, uh, it also depends on a stage of the you are like. Are you asking me right now or during the
Mhm.
PhD or like in?
Entire journey of a researcher,
Got
what
it.
are the things which you enjoyed the most?
Well, definitely when it is your research or your hypothesis has been published and highly cited by other research group. So
Mhm.
this is one of the peer, like your work is not only defined only like close to your PI and you're not a doctoral committee group, but the rest throughout the world, people know your work when there is a publications. That is the most satisfying thing, that people from other different backgrounds will know their work and cited your work. That is the most like satisfying thing, that the similar feel, okay, that's you will feel that your contribution in science might help other people to contribute it, like that is the most satisfying thing.
Mhm.
And this is the overall thing, and obviously with this step, like during PhD, getting a PubMed entry, that is, oh well, that my name is there in PubMed, mine their name is there in the first author, whatever. But when you have multi at the later stage, when you have many papers, then might satisfying, it feels like when your name is for granted, like any grant, you get any your own fellowship,
Mhm.
uh, justifying your normal your thoughts and your hypothesis, your science. So if you believe that, okay, people are evaluating and they they give a good recognition to your work and your thoughts, so you'll feel, okay, I am like, it's satisfying thing. And
Yes.
definitely at the end, like when you are like after like 4 or 10, you're saying that I'm contributing something novel thing in
Mhm.
or like you evolving the concept and the studies in any different pathways or different path breaking. Like I'm not saying path breaking things, but even it's small. If you see you contributed to something
Yeah.
that can change or define your expertise field
Mhm.
or new arena, new field. So that is also satisfying. So that's why that
Yeah,
is different level of satisfaction.
absolutely. And this is what we always say, that every single researcher on the planet is contributing to the fundamental or
Absolutely.
translational help, which help us for human beings for a better life. And that's why every researcher should be celebrated. And this is our small step from Empowering Science Foundation, to have researchers like you on this platform and share their journey. So I would like to say thanks, Dr. Barun, for taking time out and sharing your
Thank you.
journey. And now I will say all the audience, if you want to write to Dr. Barun, and if you need any guidance or help from him, you can write directly to him. Or if you want Empowering Science Foundation to put you in touch with our researcher celebrities, you can just write it to us, and then we'll put you in touch with them. Till that time, will be what will we say, that enjoy your research, follow your passion, and never give up, because researchers never give up. Okay.
That's the ultimate. Yeah. Thanks for
Yes.
concluding so nice way. Enjoy your research, enjoy your work. It doesn't matter you are thinking what it will be contributed, it will go to somewhere or not. Every steps in research contributed to the ultimate big things, as already you mentioned. So I think that's the ultimate take home messages. So
Okay.
do
Thank
whatever
you very
you.
much, Dr. Barun. It was pleasure having you at the platform, and I'm sure that more researchers will be following your words and your path. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope so. If someone feels like good for their, just feel free to contact through you to me
Yeah.
directly. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. And for other, for viewers, Stay tuned and wait for another episode of Researcher Celebrities. Bye.